Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Ladies Listen Up. How are you, Mr. Co-host Cherrard? How are you today?
I am good. I am good.
All righty, we're not even gonna talk about how we got started and how we got to this point
No, we
right now.
won't.
We just gonna say
No,
we
we
are
won't.
pushing forward. We are making it happen.
We're gonna make this happen. Wow.
So before we get started, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you share this information with someone else. So we are going to get the court straight first. If nothing else worked today, I'm gonna stay in the basketball because I know basketball. It's on the court. So I don't have nobody talking about me, okay? I was gonna say the tennis court because I love some tennis and racquetball. So I'm gonna stay in the courts. We stand off the field. So yeah, today we are bouncing the ball into your court, Sherrod. We are talking about entitled women, asset or liability. Basketball is on your side, sir.
Okay, I was pulling some stuff up. I had someone send me. I like to read Facebook because Facebook is like really funny to me, and it offers me an insight into the psyche of individuals.
I'm glad you said individuals and not categorize all women in the
No,
same
no, no,
boat.
no, no. Hey, well, see, if I said all women, then I'd be lying. So if I said some, I'm telling the truth. So
Awesome. Awesome.
here we go.
All right.
Here,
I'm ready.
here's the situation.
Okay.
Two people are casually dating. Two people are casually dating, and the woman asked the man for several $100s for her hair. The same day, when he explained he doesn't give that kind of money, especially on short notice, she said he should have already considered it a monthly expense and got angry and ended all communication. Who's wrong? So
Wow. You didn't tell me you were gonna hit me with that one.
yeah, I
big
was like,
wow.
but that feeds into the narrative that a lot of women, especially the ones that I've gone back and forth with on Facebook, when I'm not in jail, you know, you go back and forth, and a lot of women feel like this is normal. This is what should be. I mean, we should be cashing out any. It's like we're ATMs now. So this is what I'm saying: entitled women, asset or liability.
Man,
First of all, you got to tell me what you feel
oh
about.
my God.
That's what you got to.
I'm about to get kicked out the girls club for real on this because I'm just gonna be honest, wow, I'm still in awe that she said casually dating, and this should be already a what did she say? It should be an
Consider
expense,
a
a considered
monthly expense.
expense. Now,
A
wow,
monthly expense.
a monthly expense. But wait a minute, she said casually. Okay, first of all, we said casually dating.
Casually dating.
Okay, so we're not in any type of an exclusive relationship, and we are. I don't understand that one. So maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll get some comments for me to understand it. I mean, because I'm a negotiator, right? I negotiate everything. So I'm like, okay, was that part of it? See, this is the part that I think, and this is why I believe that our divorce rate and our casualty of the dating whatever is all
Right.
about, because where's the communication? I mean, if that's the type of arrangement or whatever that you
Well,
expected, then
he said when he explained he doesn't give that type of money, especially on short notice. That's when she got upset.
okay, Sherrod, I'm
So
missing something here. I'm totally disconnected because my thing is the assuming part of everything. That's where we mess up because we're assuming this is not something a part of a pre-negotiated arrangement here. Are you? That's what we talked. I think earlier in one of the other episodes when we had another gentleman on, and he started classifying and categorizing women in different categories. So now, are you putting yourself in a category of what? I mean, if you're saying that this is a monthly expense, so you paying me for what? I mean, I kind of don't get it. Or you're taking
And
care of, well,
see,
I can understand if you're in a relationship and you're taking care of one another, and and I
right.
understand the part where men are givers, and they like for their ladies to look a certain way or to be a certain way or what have you. Okay, I mean, I think it's wonderful to receive gifts and receive what have you, but
Mhm.
again, starting at the beginning with the conversation of what is this? Interrogation. What is this?
And and casually dating in my book means we just hook up every now and again, might kick it on the phone or whatever, but that we're not exclusive. If you go out and date somebody else, I'm not going to be upset with you. You go out and eat with somebody. We're casually dating. This is nothing serious. So, you know, when I look at, some post, when I look at posts that women talk about how they finessed a man out of dinner, finessed a man out of some money for probably some hair or nails or whatever. This is what I'm thinking. It's like this entitlement that some women have that, okay, I'm pretty. You should be honored that you're with me. And so if you want to be out with me, I look a certain way. So you need to handle this. And see, my thing is when I talk to young men, it's like, look, dude, especially black men. Black men are, I think we're like a million short of women, black women. It's a million more black women than there are black men.
Okay.
So my thinking is, why am I going to spend this kind of bread on you when there's a million more out there, at least that'll
At
probably,
least.
you know, that that'll want to be on my team. That'll meet me. That'll balance me off. Because right now she's a liability. It's like, because whatever I make, she gonna take. And if that
Right.
mentality is in the beginning, imagine what the mentality is gonna be like if they actually hooked up and became a couple.
Right. I guess when you talk about the entitlement part, again, it just depends on what's uh, you know, I think we all have to come to a conclusion of what it is that you want. Like, what do we really want?
Mhm.
We heard, some relationship gurus per se talk about, you know, uh, basically if a man is taking care of this, and this, he basically, you know, I've had somebody to say that men like pretty dummies. And I'm like, pretty dummies? What do you mean? Then they don't mind taken care of and paying for and all this other stuff. If you really, I mean, you're not going to really have an opinion. You just eye candy, or you're just arm candy, or you're, do what I say and don't worry about what I do. I'm like, okay, I guess then it comes to point of what is it that you want? What are you putting yourself out there, as or for? What
Ass,
type
right?
of value do you place on yourself? You know what I'm saying? And I think, ooh, that's a it's not even a
See,
hard topic for me, because to go ahead, Sherrod, because I'm help me out.
because see, I when a woman told me that a woman's vagina is more valuable than a man's penis, and I was like, please elaborate on that.
Okay.
So she says, well, a man will screw anything and a woman won't. And I'm like, if that's the definition of it, I said, please let's discontinue the conversation, because we both know that there are um, whorish women, whorish men.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it goes. That's just how it is. It's not a gender-based thing. And what I grew up on, it's called fair exchange. So if
Okay.
you and I come together and say, hey, we're going to meet at 8 o'clock at whatever hotel and we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's fair exchange. I don't owe you no money for your sex, because according to uh, according to Merriam-Webster, it says prostitution, the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. So are women like that putting themselves in the prostitution category because they're saying, if you want to even get close to this, I got to get in your pockets. And if you're trying to get in my pocket for me to knock it, I'm gonna tell you to stop it. I'm gonna have to move you out the way, because we can't play this game. We can't do that. It's
And that's
called
the
fair
that's it.
exchange.
That's it. That's it. Then that's the game. Because again, and I guess I don't know. I don't even know if I mean I am never at a loss for words, but this topic right here it's got me at a loss for words. I think because I think of things on a totally different level, on a totally different playing field, if you will. My thing
Right.
is, no matter what, if that's what you want, then that's what you state up front. If this is what I mean, because I think the issue or the disconnect becomes when you come together with somebody and you both have different expectations of what it is. And then if you're
Right.
coming together and you assuming that, okay, I'm gonna sleep with him and then he gonna give me this, and this, or whatever. I mean, that your conversation about what it is that your expectations are, what it is that you want. I mean, even some of that on the first date, just filling out a person to kind of see what they are about. And if that person is about, hey, you should have a $700,000 whatever bankroll for my allowance every month, then y'all get that straight on the beginning, and now y'all on the same page. You that's what you want. But if it's not what you want, then I think I mean, she got mad, but actually, you got mad because you didn't get that negotiation straight from jump,
From the jump, right?
from the
But
jump.
like I said though, it's like it's another it's as if it's another form of prostitution. Instead of
Hmm.
being out on the street,
Hmm.
they're trying to pretty it up and make it seem like, okay, well, I'm just with this guy right here, but he's tearing me off.
Hmm.
So when he tear me off, then I'll give him a little something,
Hmm.
you know, and I'm just not from that ilk, you know what I'm saying? I'm not from that cloth, I
I mean, I knew the cloth existed, but I had a
I mean,
I had a friend of mine. She see I'm from I'm old school. Total
mhm,
I'm just old school. Period. And I have had women that say, look, I'm gonna pay half because I want to keep my independence. I want to keep whatever. I'm saying, okay, for me, I love for my partner to, to want the best for me and whatever that entails. But then the same thing for me. I want the best for him as well. So now we come together and we're balanced. But if you're trying to, sometimes people say that they can teach somebody how to be what they want them to be. And I think you learn each other's love language. I'm just telling you all this buzzing that you hear. I'm saying
right.
though, come together, and I think it's simple. I think people make things complicated because I'm not going to assume that you know that you're going to do whatever you're going to do. I'm listening to your mouth, and I think this is where where the wisdom kicks in after going through bad relationships or dysfunctional relationships. I think that's where the wisdom comes into play is when, okay, look, this is what it is. And maybe I don't even know if wisdom comes with age. I think it just comes with experience. It comes
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
I
it's
think it's
not.
experience. I don't
Yeah,
think it's age. Because, I
I,
mean, believe you me, I'd have met, hold on, I'd have met, I'd have met well, we ain't even gonna go there. I'm not going under the bus right now,
hey,
but I'm
hey,
just
when you when
saying.
you when you said, "Oh boy," said I ate the bill. See that right there.
That was one. And then there's another, and oh boy was about 72. And he said, and I quote, not that one, this one
No,
said, and I quote, we done been out 3 times. It's time to rock and roll. Okay, but didn't you hear what I said at the beginning? And that's the point. That's what women such as myself run into. If I say it up front, I just said it loud. I'm on YouTube. I mean, how much louder can I say it? You know, I'm abstaining. So if you want to date me, then we talk about, whatever. But if I tell you that, don't tell me on the third time it's time to rock and roll, because don't think you can change my mind.
well, see, you abstained on the first 2, 3. So you did abstain for the
Uh-huh.
first 3 dates.
Uh-huh.
That fourth time.
It wasn't time to rock and roll for me. I ain't told you. I already told you. So, I said, did you hear the words that are coming out my mouth? I said, no.
Now, here's a funny thing.
Uh-huh.
Here's a funny thing though. I've heard older women say this to younger women. You should never be broke because you are sitting on a moneymaker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So these are taught behaviors. This is not something they just pick up just in the street. You know, I've had the fortunate situation of being around a bunch of women. And I grew up with a bunch of women around the neighborhood and the whole nine. You know, we cool. Used to back in the day, pop 40s and whatever. So you get to hear all the different advice they give each other. and then you start to think, oh, that's why you're single. That's why you keep winding up with the same old dude over and over, knocking you upside the head, because y'all follow some dumb advice out there being given to women. You know,
I'm saddened by that though, because we can't teach our young girls that, you know. Where's the values? Oh my gosh, sometimes, like I said, I think I'm in the wrong era, the wrong age or what have you, because it just didn't went everything, all the the richness of a, like you said it the other one of the other episodes about one person. I keep being told that, you know, nowadays it's called a roster, because really nobody is being true to anybody. And I just feel I'm just not gonna believe that. I just don't believe that.
Well, you know what? Let me break that down for you. Okay. You got a roster, right?
Mm-hmm. Teach.
And then you have people that are true couples. We're gonna call them true couples.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with either one, right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as you communicate what it is up front. If that roster, if you let a woman know or a dude know you are a part of a roster, at least you let him know or her know up front. Yo, you're not the main frame that I bang out. So this is what we go. This is what this is. You know, when I call you up or whatever, if you're available, we hook up. If not, I'm gonna slide on to the next. You know, if she's okay with it and you've communicated, if you communicated that up front, then it's cool. You know, because Barack Obama made this remark. That's one of them dudes that just wanted to smack him in the back of his head, man. Like, dog, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
What happened?
Okay. I guess he was trying to make this point about what's a real man. And then so he says, a real man are not the rappers sitting around with a bunch of women around them and, you know, strippers and stuff like that. And then I said, well, you know, my definition of a real man is anybody that was born biologically a boy and reaches a certain age of adulthood. That's a man. It's always what type of man we should be concentrating on. Now, if this dude is single and he's at the club and he's with the strippers, like Paul Pierce just got fired from ESPN because he was having fun. He was hanging with the strippers the whole nine, and he was gambling. But he's a single man. What are you saying? You know, it's not you're a real man if you're married to this one woman and that's it. No, you're a real man if you take care of your business, your responsibility. That's what that is. All you have to do is take care of your responsibility. Now, what type of man? Are you a player? You remember Morris Day said gigolos get lonely too. So he might, he might want to just say, you know what, I don't want to be a player no more. And I want to be exclusive. So it's what type of man people should be concentrating on. Let's get rid of this real woman stuff, real man crap. We should be concentrating on what type of individuals they are.
I like that type because the situation becomes when it's not disclosed. And I think that's when you have a lot of issue and a lot of, deceit and dishonesty. And I think that's where that comes from, because you're absolutely right. At least you give that person the opportunity to say that they're opting in, or no, they're not opting in. Now, that's one of the issues. A lot of folks aren't honest up front. And that's why I'm such a stickler on that initial conversation. I mean, I'm not saying come out so deep right on the first phone call. I'm not saying that, but I'm still saying get to know the character of that person, and not just what they say, but also what they show. And I learned that the hard way. But also, people can. I mean, they can pretend for 6 months to be something that they're not, or even
Hell,
longer.
I'm about to say longer.
But see, you have to listen to not just what they say, because people will tell on themselves. So let somebody that say they don't have an anger issue stump their toe. They're gonna show you who they are, or let somebody cut them off in traffic. But you have to invest that time. But it's about also going inside of yourself and using that instinct that we all have. And sometimes we hear something and we turn it off, or we turn a blind eye to it, when that's a trigger right there. That's a flag telling you who this person really is.
Right.
So, even when I go back myself personally through relationships, I saw certain things that I should not have turned a blind eye to. And I'm not saying anybody is going to be 100% of what you want, but it's the 80-20 rule, right? But at least if their integrity or their morals or whatever line up with yours. And I'm not being judgmental, because hey, if that's what he likes to do, go out and be around all these women or whatever, and call you up when he call you up, if you're accepting of that, then it's not I'm not judging that. That's just
Right.
who you are, what you want. And I've heard some women that say that they only date married men because they don't want to deal with him 24/7. They only want the fun part of it, if you will. They don't want to deal with the responsibility of it. And again, it's the content of a person's character. So I like what you said about, what type of man are you? And then the same thing when I always say, to thyself be true. What type of a person are you representing yourself to the world? What type of person are you? And so when you put your foot down, like I said, like I have, and it's not a huge percentage, or maybe I haven't met them, but a huge percentage of people or adults that are saying, hey, this is what I choose. I choose to be abstinent. I choose to meet somebody when it's time. And then choose to meet somebody when it's time, and then we'll work it out. And if not,
Right.
the other thing about that too is that I'm finally comfortable and confident with who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going and everything. So I'm good with that, and it's okay. But then
It
there's other
is.
people, that say, "Hey, nope," right off the rip. I got to know what I'm getting into, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, and no judgment either way. It's just
I
to
mean,
let yourself be true.
I remember like being younger, it was like a 7-day rule. After 7 days, if we ain't smashing, I can't even really kick it with you no more. It's like a waste of time, because back then the ratio, or it was different, right? It wasn't it was quantity over quality. When you get older, it becomes quality over quantity. And that's what I try to explain to my son, to his friends or whatever. Hey, y'all young, y'all gonna do what y'all do, whatnot. But when you find someone solid, go ahead and represent with them or whatnot, or let them know what it is that you plan on doing. Just be upfront and let them decide. Don't take away their options.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But here's the thing though that's funny to me, is that when I read that Facebook posting, and then I think about all the women that say, I'm independent, I can take care of myself, I do this, I do this, I do that. Okay, that's fine. We're good. Because hey, we like independent women.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. I ain't said nothing about all that, all right? I ain't said nothing about all that. I said,
but
old-fashioned girl.
But the thing is though, that's cool, if you're independent or whatever. But don't become dependent when you get a man now. Keep that same energy up, because now when you say I'm gonna go, and I don't believe in independence. I just believe in interdependence or dependency. So don't go from being this fictional independent woman to this dependent woman. No, we need you to go from this fictional independent woman to an interdependent woman. And like, and I'm one that 50-50 stuff. No, I don't believe in 50-50, because 50-50 means you both are only giving half to the relationship. It's 100. If we can't put in 100, we can't do the relationship, because that means we're not, we're holding back.
Yep.
We're not giving it all, so that means, I can't make myself vulnerable to this person financially, emotionally, or something. If you just take a little bit off, you're not giving it your all. So you can't say, hey, I was in it to win it. Yep. No, you were just in it for a minute. That's it. So what I'm saying is that, see what I'm saying? And so this is my thing is we got to communicate. Remember, we always use communication is the floorboard that we build any type of relationship from.
Yes.
And if we can't communicate open and honestly up front in the beginning, why are we doing it?
Say that again. That's a good point. Openly and honestly, Cherrard, why is that so hard? I'm telling you, dating and being out here in this dating pool arena, people just lie. It's like they lie when the truth will do. Like, okay, again, I go back to the abstinence part. If you can't deal with that, it's okay. Don't say you can deal with that and then 3 weeks down the line, you trying to plan a getaway and you're trying to say, you about to break me down. And then, you could no. If I already said no, but I think too, because a lot of women have trained me in that they say, no, I'm not gonna do it. But I mean, push harder. No, I'm not gonna do it, but then push harder. I'm saying, and I think that's the hard part. That's where the waters get murky, because it's like, really, you're not for real? Like, didn't I say I wasn't for real? If I'm telling you that for real, But this is the thing. After going through some of our podcasts and hearing some feedback and even some family members like, yeah, you for real about that? I'm like, yeah. So I believe that when you put something out there and you talk about something, then like you can manifest things by really thinking about them and pouring into it and what have you, and speaking about it. So I came across the Dear Future Wifey podcast because with Latoya Whitfield, right? Because I was like, I wasn't changing my mind about it, but I was like, okay, man, okay, Cherrard got his strong opinions about it, and some of my family members and called me up on it and be like, so, but I ran across this podcast, Cherrard, and there are men out there that are coming on the podcast and they're talking about why they decided to become abstinent. I even found out the difference between being abstinent and being celibate, and I was saying it wrong. So I'm not talking about celibacy when they talking about, you vowed to never have sex again, and I ain't say all that. No, I ain't say that. However, hearing on the other side through this podcast, and they just hit their year anniversary or whatever, but hearing why some men decided to, and it matched with what I'm saying, that I'm sick and tired of bad relationships. I'm sick and tired of folks lying, and I'm sick and tired of folks not knowing how to be committed or whatever. So I'm saying to go into a whole different arena that I wasn't familiar with, but just learning this arena and hearing that there are some men that feel the same way, because I have to go back to the both sides of the coin, where just as I'm sick and tired of men that aren't who they say they are, no matter how they paint themselves up, no matter how many degrees they got on the wall, no matter how articulate and whatever they are, but still having all these hidden skeletons that are not even part of the 80-20, but they're actually part of 50% of who they really are. No, babe, I don't eat meat, but you look up and, every time you turn around, you shove a steak down your throat. Okay, you telling me right there that you're not who you say you are. Not that I have, and the thing of it is that folks think that, because you're holding yourself to a different standard or different accountability, that you judgmental. I'm not judgmental about, people. I'm not judgmental about everybody and their things. I'm respectful of it. But people project onto you what they think. And that becomes like, oh, like, really? So I'm just going back to say, I found the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I think I found my tribe.
I'm looking at it too.
I found my tribe, because this is the thing, and what I love about it is that people are talking about the real issues about going through, being abstinent. It's hard, not saying that this is something, it's hard, but it's saying that if I'm committed to it and this person is committed to it, now we're holding ourselves to it's something that we that we agree together. So I'm
Okay.
listening to it and what have you. I'm not trying to convince nobody of it. I'm just saying this is my educational walk to learn how to do things a different way so that I get a different result. And this was my way of doing it.
Okay, now, I understand. Trust me, I do. I understand the whole abstinence thing, I understand it. I just don't agree with it,
Okay, but title.
because I don't see, for me, I don't agree with the whole abstinence thing, because I don't like surprises. Don't even give me a surprise party. I don't want no surprises. Cause I'm serious. I'll walk out. You say surprise, I'll be like, I'm gone. I ain't even in the mood for it, right?
It's
So
good.
I don't want it. I don't want no surprises. I don't want to have this nice, voluptuous woman in front of me, gorgeous physically, just everything I think. It's like having that meal put in front of you, right? And you go to eat that meal, it's like, man, this steak, you got candy, a big sweet potato loaded with everything. And then you got some broccoli over here with some cheese on here and stuff. And then you get yourself situated right to eat it, and you cut into the steak and you say, that joint bland.
Guess what, Cherrard? Guess what? You need to have some. You need to have some seasoning there in your pocket, because if you're so determined, listen. If you're so determined that this gonna be the meal for you, sometimes you may have to, you may have to twist it a little this way if she ain't this way. You know what I'm just saying that.
Hey, but see, the
get
seasoning.
Your surprise. I get your
the
surprise.
Seasoning. The seasoning is having it's like you got to know what it is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to know what it is up front. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to just
know. There are ways to know, Cherrard.
No. There's no way to know about sex up front until you get sex up front.
No, I don't agree.
People talk a good game, right? They talk it. You be like, oh man, wow. Well, so when we finally get married, we're gonna do all this. We're gonna be bouncing off the walls, doing backflips.
Okay. Listen, this is a teachable moment. Okay, I'm gonna leave the adult content on here, but this is a good. Okay, listen.
I'm listening.
You could spend quality, intimate time together. You can spend time. You can get to know if that person has rhythm and flow. You can have conversation. You can know, Cherrard. I'm telling you. And then if your partner is coachable and teachable and trainable, those are so many beautiful opportunities for you.
Wait a minute. Hey, Dad. She don't know what she's talking about, man.
Listen, I do know what I'm talking about, more so than you think I do. I know what I'm talking about, because you can tell. You can tell. I'm just telling you. I ain't trying to go X-rated on no podcast, but I'm telling you, you can tell.
We won't go X-rated, but see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm. You can tell. I'm gonna tell you. You can tell.
Here's the thing. And I'm a tie this all into entitled women, right? I'm gonna tie it in. We're gonna bring this joint. We're gonna bring it together, right? Okay.
I'm untitled here.
No.
Okay,
You're abstaining. So that's what you're doing. But we talk about these entitled women, right? And then it's funny, like you got them, they all prettied up, the whole nine, and hair fly, just fly, the body banging, the whole nine. And then you get a hold to them, and you be like, hold on, I done spent $7 million on some nails. You know what I'm saying? $7 million. And I done spent $7 million on some nails, another 12 on some doggone hair. Done bought you a nice outfit, body banging, got your makeup done by my cousin. She expensive, and then I done took you out. I done wined you and dined you. I done gave you a steak with some seasoning on it. I done gave you the loaded baked potato. It's loaded. It got everything in it. It got cinnamon. It has You know what I'm saying?
Some nutmeg.
It got brown sugar in it. It got some melted marshmallows in it. You know, it's a diabetic's worst nightmare sitting right there. Then you got then I got you something healthy with a bunch of unhealthy cheese on it. You know, I got some broccoli with some cheese on it, and I got you all of that. And then it's time for us to go do what we got to do. And then you find out it ain't worth it. It's just like, hold on, wait a minute. No. I done spent all this time, all this money, and she was so entitled, but she don't want to do X, Y, Z. She want to be vanilla.
Hold on. You missed the point. Cherrard, you missed the point. She wants to be vanilla. You missed that point up front. No, she can't be vanilla if y'all had them kind of conversations and them kind of cozy time together. No, she can be vanilla because she can be like, don't put my leg here. Don't my back. You know, like, oh, hold on, you ain't saying nothing about that's why y'all supposed to be working out together. That's why y'all supposed to be doing all this together, because you know how limber a person is. You know how they dance. That's why y'all done went dancing together. That's why y'all like the same music, and that's why y'all done come on now, Cherrard. No, you just put it to you this way. You say I don't want to.
I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Just say it.
I'm gonna say it. I mean, just because you can dance on the dance floor, that don't mean you can throw it right back the way it's supposed to be thrown.
No, they don't.
That's all I'm saying.
She don't want to. Then. If
that's what it is.
Then she don't want to. That's the whole thing. But Cherrard, then you missing. Then y'all not on the same accord. Then how your spirit flowing with her spirit? If she holding back some stuff, that ain't how are your spirits hold? How are y'all in same agreement with the same things you like?
But see, that's why I tied it into that entitled woman. She figured she worth all of this. That's what I'm saying. She figured she was worth all of this up front, right? I need what she say? I need you to have several $100s monthly for my hair.
We was talking about that mentality of woman. We talking about
right.
Yeah, that's our subject title. Right. So
I'm talking about that woman. Yeah, I'm talking about her because I tied it in. Remember, I said I'm gonna tie it in to these entitled women, and you get that kind of woman right there, and then you say, okay, boom, I'm gonna put this several $100s a month for you and your hair. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not gonna happen for real, but we just say we gonna put that to the side. So now we get to doing what we do, but you don't want me to, I can't mess the hair up. I can't bend you this way. I can't, you're fighting me and stuff. It's like, man, are we wrestling or are we making love here, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why, according to the internet, they got women out here taking them $40, for you can spend $40 on them. They get the 40 ball and you can just get the whole gamut. You can get everything.
Cherrard, you gotta decide. And that means that he has to decide what kind of woman he wants, which game you playing in. You playing in the entitled woman game, you playing in the I want a life partner, or you playing in the 40 I can get everything game, or you're playing in the I got a $7,000 bankroll for you, baby. I mean, it just depends on what game you want to play in.
Hey, look, okay, I'm gonna put it to you this way. When you find somebody that y'all connect with, okay, you listening to me? You got your earpods in?
I'm listening. What you trying to say?
When you in a serious relationship and y'all both on one accord and y'all got each other back and y'all balanced, that woman can be the $40 woman, the entitled woman. She can be all those things for you, because when you throw that $40 at it, it's gonna come back to you, right? But it's gonna come back to you in more than just it's gonna be more than sex. When it comes back to you, it's gonna be reciprocated in, hey, okay, you got my back in this situation. But when y'all come together and it's a real thing, hey, she gonna be that deal. You know what I'm saying? But I need to know that up front though. I just jumping on your
front. You was all right up front. You was all right for a minute. I was agreeing with y'all. Listen, I was agreeing with him, y'all. Now he gonna come bring it
Okay.
back to the abstinence thing. No, because when you
I
get to
remember.
go ahead. I'll let you.
Remember one more thing. You know how the chef be in the kitchen cooking, and before he serve the meal to you, he got to take a little bit.
That's what the kiss is.
No,
That's what the kiss is, because you say it's in your kiss.
No,
It
it's not
is
the
in the
kiss.
kiss. Yes, it's in the
It's not
kiss.
it's not the kiss. It's not the kiss. It's not the kiss. It's not the kiss. Because you know, even a barbecuing dude in the hood, he'll take a little piece of that meat, make sure that it's,
that's
you know, he'd be like,
that's a pat. That's a kiss or a pat on the butt. That's what that is. That's not the whole. No. No. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to adjourn the homeboys of America so we can sit down and kick it about this, because you know I'm quite sure the homeboys of America can do a study on this and come up with something that's viable for all parties.
Make sure that you go to the Dear Future Wifey podcast and make sure that you do some studying and take some homeboys of America with you and go do some studying.
I don't want to hang out with the Dear Future Wifey homeboys, because you know they're talking about abstinence, right?
No, they're talking about finding the real deal. They're talking about the journey and what it takes to get to the real deal. And then when you get to the real deal, she gonna blow your socks off.
Okay. Dig this.
Yeah.
But are they talking about abstaining though? Is that what they're talking?
I'm not gonna give you no preview. You go over there because some nuggets gonna drop on your head. Go on over there. I want you to come back and tell me what you think about it when you
hold on, wait a minute. I'm looking at an episode that says abstain to gain. What the heck?
Look. I done dealt with your wretched title, entitled women, asset or liability. You go over there and you look at the Future Wifey podcast. This right here, this is a fair exchange, all right?
Okay. I'm gonna peep it out.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna peep it out.
Thank you. So y'all, the jury is still out on that. We playing tug of war here.
Here's the thing. Entitled women are definitely a liability. They're not an asset to anybody that's trying to build a meaningful relationship and longevity. Because after a while, I think you'll get tired of just giving. That person taking, and you don't receive anything back. So I'm gonna say they're a liability.
Okay, and I have a little bit of a different spin on it. I'm going to say that the type of entitled woman that you described, yes, I believe she is a liability. But the entitled woman that feels like, you know, she's entitled to be treated like the precious jewel that she is, and because she's also given that back to her partner, where it's not just it's not an unevenly balanced scale, where she understands that a man is he's an amazing gift. I'm going to say, to be respected, to be loved, to be partnered with, and to be supported, and to be that go back to You Are My Ministry, which I love that song because it just breaks it down as to what love can really be. So again, I go back to, yes, the type of woman that we're talking about, that type of entitled woman, yes, I believe she's a liability. But I believe the entitled woman who knows who she is and knows what she wants, what she brings to the table, knows how to treat her king like a king, I think she's a definite asset. So.
Oh yeah, I can agree with you on that. I mean, especially if she's not abstaining. If she's not abstaining, man, she's definitely a keeper.
See, if she's abstaining, then that means what you're getting she's been abstaining. So therefore, when she sticks to it, then you understand that her word is gold. Her word is gold.
Look, it's gonna be gold. Her word is gonna be gold to me if she says, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go to the store," and then she bring me back my change, like she said. Her word is gold to me. You know
what, Cherrard? Go on over there. Do your homework. Do your homework. I'm not even letting you have the last word today until when you go do your homework, and then you come back. You can have your place back in it. The day was a setup, and you know it. But anyhow, people, I think, Okay, no, I'm staying with my word. He not getting the last word, you all. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and meet us back here next time for some more information. Bye for now. Don't forget, ladies, stay fearless, be the asset, not the liability. Bye for now.
And don't abstain.